What did you think about the movie?
Um, it was not my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not my favorite. I typically, we're laughing because Micah knows that I don't really watch a lot of Tyler Perry films in
Or black
general.
films in general. You're
Yes.
like you're like the Candace Owens of black film. And I say that respectfully.
So
Okay.
disrespectful.
I'm just saying you would prefer you know, something more pale than something more melanated. And that's okay. We all have our
It's not
tastes.
true. It's just the genres that I like. I feel like we don't have a lot of black films in them. I'm rooting for everyone black. I think I watched more black TV. I watched Insecure all the way through,
I
right?
have a black friend.
No,
Anywho.
stop it. You know they're gonna drag me already because I'm light skinned. Please,
Oh
please.
my god, that definitely gave. I have a black friend.
No, I'm just saying. It's my movies are a little bit different, and I just
Which is
don't
fine.
enjoy. Okay, in general, I do not enjoy Tyler Perry,
I,
but
I
this has
don't
been a long.
enjoy him either. So
Right.
we
I don't
agreed on
like
that.
the story structures. I don't like the angry black woman all the time. Like, because that's not relevant to me and my friends, you know? So I'm just like, there's another storyline here. The struggle fest. So this one, I can say I laughed within the first like 5 minutes at the
Five?
script. Yeah, at the script. I was sitting here with
Which part made you laugh within the first 5 minutes?
it was a conversation that she was having. It just made me
Oh,
laugh. Like it was like I was like, that's laughable. Like that's
because
not a
because I didn't laugh until the third act. I actually thought it wasn't good, but I was actually engaged in the movie.
yeah.
Um, I was actually engaged in the movie until the third act. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! All right, so when I say spoiler alert, that means you could probably skip the next like 3 to 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Just because I don't want y'all to be like, he ruined the movie for me. So spoiler alert.
It's been
Okay,
out. It's fine.
so it's been out since Friday only, Lizzie. Um, that's not a long time. Um, so first of all, Kelly Rowland, beautiful, and she actually
Yeah.
did decent acting in this movie.
She's
Okay,
gorgeous. Yes.
she did the best with what she.
And
What did
I'm glad
Mariah
she had
Carey
her own
say?
hairstylist on
What
set.
did Mariah say? I'm gonna do the best with what I got. She did the best with what she got, and so did the beautiful, beautiful man that is Trevante Rhodes. Okay, they did the best with what they got.
Mhm.
All right, let's get into it. The third act was ridiculous, right? And the moment I started laughing was when she came and that white girl was at his house, and then he wouldn't move the elevator down until
Yes.
he forced her
Turn the
to.
elevator.
Well, no, not at that point.
Oh, okay.
When he forced her to watch the white girl give him head.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
Ridiculous. From that moment on, the movie was ridiculous. The whole turn the elevator on and her screaming bloody murder in the elevator was wild. The plot twist that the brother and the mother never had cancer for real.
Right.
Oh, not only that, when she saw old girl in the Dominican Republic, right?
Right. Yeah, and she ran
Randomly,
after her, and then
and
she
then she
sprayed her
sprayed her with the stuff.
and knocked her over. And I was like,
Then how did she get back from the Dominican Republic so damn fast?
so quickly, because
She
it
just
took
hopped
two
on
or
the
3 days to
plane.
get out of there, right, and to
Right.
get there. So then, how was it gonna? It didn't make sense.
That part. Okay. Now we're gonna get to the deeper part, but I'm just gonna break down to people because I'm
Yeah.
going somewhere with this. All right.
Hmm.
Then the brother was an evil man actually, and the mother never had cancer. She was evil. Now I hated her white ass the whole entire movie I was watching.
Yes.
All right. And then and then it just then her husband was in on it too.
Yeah.
And then she killed her husband. At least we think
Yes.
he's dead. Cause she ejected, like
He
she
ejected
just,
his seatbelt.
yeah, she ejected his seatbelt and then got sideswiped by this semi truck, an 18 wheeler. He went flying, right? Somehow she walked away totally unscathed.
How? It's a crash into a big rig.
The brother stabbed
The
his
wife,
wife
right? Yeah.
Or no,
No, the
the
mother stabbed the
mother-in-law.
wife.
We
Yeah.
don't know if the wife is alive or not. We never found that out. Then
Charisse, where are you, babes?
then the movie ends with Mia, who's played by Kelly Rowland, watching Trevante Rhodes' character get free, and he's giving his statement, and he's like, "Hey, if you're out there, thank you." And then she's like in the corner, dressed like she's fucking Carmen San Diego for some reason. um, and then she reads his text message and dumps her phone, and walks away. And
Who
boom,
gets
the
rid of
end of
their
the
whole
movie.
phone? I was
Which,
upset.
which this was a new phone that she had, because the old phone that she had, let's get into that, because the old phone that she had it was thrown on the floor.
Wait, this is the third phone though, because the girl at the Dominican Republic, she
Oh
took her phone,
yeah,
right? So then she bought a phone. She was coming out of the phone store apparently, or the police station. So there was another phone. She's like, I just had to get a new phone. How does she have her numbers? I'm confused, right? And then this is the third phone that she has.
so yeah, this is the third phone that she has that she just throws away. Like, first of all, girl, what plan are you on? I know you're a lawyer, all right, but phones aren't expensive. These iPhones are fucking. Ththese iPhones are like fifteen
Some
hundred, 1800.
the
Who's
couch of
your
some people's
provider?
houses in other countries. Like it's a car somewhere.
God's my provider, and He's not letting me get all those phones. So listen, Tyler Perry is ridiculous. Now let's get into it. So I had a tweet the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
find it. And there's two tweets in specific that I want to share. So the first tweet that I'm going to share is my tweet, because people know that I don't care for Tyler Perry. I haven't cared for Tyler Perry in a long time. So I said, "Is this a safe space?" I feel like Tyler Perry hasn't made a good film in over a decade. I don't know what the disconnect is either. He cast some amazing actors and actresses, but the storytelling and character development always feels lazy and lackluster. I can't take away from his success, but his movies just aren't good. Now, there's a Twitter user, and I actually know the dude. He's a real solid brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
His name is Eric J. Thomas. All right.
Yeah.
Never had an issue with him. We've crossed paths and whatnot. Back when I was really deep into the church world, like, he's good people. His
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is official EJT. Awesome brother. Awesome brother. He's an educator. He does a lot with the youth. So I rock with him. Don't rock with this. Now he had a tweet, and the tweet had 34 likes and 129 quotes. For those of you who are on our Twitter, that's not a good thing usually. Unless you're doing some type of thread, right? Like, I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen a man in briefs who look good. Those threads are hilarious. I may be in one or two of them. Um anyways, he says this. I'm convinced that Tyler Perry I'm convinced the Tyler Perry hate train is just out of groupthink and common opinion rather than individual thought. Everyone was so proud when he came out with his first movie in theaters, and now he can't catch a break. Where is the love? Now, plenty people had to respond to that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Plenty of people responded to that, because at the end of the day, hold on, I'm about to get in my bag. Because at the end of the day, I don't think people hate Tyler Perry. I think people hate his lazy ass storytelling, his lazy ass writing. This is the same guy who said he can film a movie in 10 days. Guess what? It shows that you can film a movie in 10 days. Because there's bad wigs, there's bad stories, there's plot holes. It's so freaking much. But listen, this is what I'm gonna read. I remember watching Tyler Perry VHS tapes like when I was a
Oh,
shorty,
it's agony. It was
and they
agony
would just like
watching
in the middle of a conversation, like it would be us talking, right? And then we would just be sitting here talking about, yeah. And I really love the fact that I don't need no man to tell me that I'm worthy. I don't need no woman to tell me I matter. 'Cause the only man I need
Please.
is Jesus Christ. He's my lover and my friend. And my family loved that stuff, right? Like my dad loved, and mom loved Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. And I enjoyed some of Tyler Perry when he first came out. There's some early movies that I like. I kind of like Daddy's Little Girls.
Mhm.
I love A Family That Prays.
That one?
My
Yes,
son
that one's good.
is a Cartwright. Shout out to Sanaa Lathan. She killed that. Alfre Woodard, the amazing Alfre Woodard, the amazing
Hmm.
Kathy Bates. Awesome movie. Rockman Dunbar, awesome, right? But for me, he hasn't evolved, and I don't think it's a hate train.
No.
I don't think it's a hate train, and we do this weird thing as Black people sometimes, where just because it's Black, you gotta love it, and you not offering critique, you offering critique is hating. No, it's me offering critique. If someone says, "Yo, your podcast is stale," then guess what? I gotta freaking take that and be like, is it stale? I feel like there was a point last year that the podcast was stale and it showed in numbers, right? Because
Hmm.
I was just going through the motions and I
Yeah,
was like, you feel me? So like as a creative, you gotta be able to take constructive criticism. Now,
for sure.
let me cook for a little bit, Lizzie, okay? Just let me
Okay.
cook. Because I feel like Tyler should be in a space now with the access that he has to Hollywood, the money that he has, the resources he has. There should be no reason why he's not producing Oscar worthy films. No
Hmm.
reason why he shouldn't be. But he's lazy. And when he's lazy, Tyler Perry is lazy, but Tyler Perry also, oh, here we go. Tyler Perry is lazy, but Tyler Perry also is just doing what y'all want him to do.
Period.
Y'all niggas like this stuff. So he continues to make it
Hmm.
because y'all defend him like my brother did, right? Y'all defend him
Hmm.
and make it an issue of us not supporting Black artists and Black content. That's not it. We
Yeah.
don't like to support trash. The people who are saying stuff. Now, there's probably people who are just hating just to hate because
Yeah.
Mea Culpa was not a terrible movie. A
No,
lot
it
of people were
wasn't
like,
terrible.
it's a terrible movie. No, it's not. It's
Mm-mm.
I can name probably like 5, 6 Tyler Perry movies that were way worse than Mea Culpa.
Way
Well,
worse.
probably more than pretty much all of them it is. Anywho,
Yeah.
and Acrimony.
Hmm.
You liked Acrimony.
I kind of did, but I might be my preference for like Taraji. So
Okay.
I can't. I think it's like, yeah, I'll get into it when you're done cooking.
Yeah, and the reason why you like Acrimony is probably one of the reasons why I was a little easier on Mia Culpa because I adore Kelly Rowland, all right?
Yeah.
And there's certain people who I will never talk about publicly, even though I like Kelly Rowland's one of them. Kiki
Yeah.
Palmer. There's a certain thing that Kiki Palmer does that I
Hmm.
don't like, but I will
It's
never
true.
tell you what it is, and I will never talk about it on the
Hmm.
podcast because I love
Hmm.
her.
Hmm.
Okay, but you know what it is.
I know what it is.
All right, so with all this, all right, so I put Tyler Perry in the same category that I put Kenya Barris.
Mm.
I loved Blackish when it first came out.
Hmm.
It offers something new. I love Tracy Ellis Ross. Anthony
Yeah.
Anderson's cool, but like I watched Blackish for Tracy Ellis Ross. I
Mhm.
watched Blackish for the Jennifer Lewis, right?
Yeah.
And Larry Fishburne. Okay. I call him Larry. We cool like
Mhm.
that. But then Grown came out, and I was like, I don't care for Yara like that. She cool, right? Beautiful gowns. Um then and also I don't like Trevor Jackson, who was also in that, but that's
Yeah.
another conversation for another time. Then he came out with Mixed Dish.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mark Paul Goslin, Zach
Hmm.
Morris, right? And Tika Sumpter. Then we had Black AF, which was like, ugh.
I didn't make it that far.
And then we had he did the Cheaper by the Dozen reboot or remake with Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union.
Hmm.
You see a trend here?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's a biracial agenda, I think. And no offense.
None
And
taken.
then, because biracial stories, they need to be told as well.
We matter. I matter.
Yes,
And
yes,
not biracial black and white. Like I'm Native American. Can we get some
yes.
more
Make that
people
be
of color
known.
with people of color? You know?
But his biracial stories are always black and white,
Yeah,
always.
always.
And then he
Always
did.
milk of the Magnesia.
Then he
Always.
did You People with Jonah Hill and Lauren London, and
Hmm.
just these stories just get tired, and I just be like, oh my god, why? Because people watch, and there's an appetite for it, and there's an appetite for subpar content, and that's what Tyler Perry is making,
Yeah.
subpar content, and it's not a hate train. I don't. Also, Tyler Perry is allegedly anti-union. Is why he doesn't bring on writers. Um, and there's just a lot of horror stories about this man. All
Yeah.
right. Now, though I'm not in the know, so that's all I'm going to say is allegedly. But
Hmm.
from a standpoint of just watching the content and watching the movies and the TV shows, like the TV shows are even ridiculous. Like I saw a clip a couple of weeks ago and I wanted to talk about it so bad, but I wasn't on. And I'm gonna get my stuff right now. I'm sorry, Lizzie. I'm hogging the mic. But
Okay.
there was a scene in one of his shows. I don't even know what it is, but there was a woman chained up, right?
Hmm.
And the men were naked and they were taking turns going and
Absolutely not.
going and doing, you know, going in on her.
No, no,
This is
no.
probably what Tyler be doing at Diddy's parties, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, it was they were in like a basement dungeon type basement, and they were all just taking turns. And I'm like, this
Excuse
is rape.
me.
He has a sick, twisted, disgusting mind.
Yeah,
It's weird.
very weird.
It's weird. Now, if you're into that, that's your thing. But like, this girl's chained up, so did she have? And people are like, oh, you're thinking too deep into it. But did she have the autonomy to like? And I don't know. I don't watch the show because I don't watch his. I
No,
don't
I don't
watch
want.
anything by him. But like, what?
No, I'm not into it. And I think the thing is that there are people that prefer, right, the crazy weirdness that he twists into his movies. I've never preferred him because I've never liked black men that are dressing up in women to be women. Like
Uh
I
oh,
don't
hot
like it.
take, hot take, hot take.
I don't like it. Whether it's Eddie Murphy, what was the white chicks thing? Like I can't stand white chicks.
You think
I
it's
don't think I've
emasculating?
ever watched it all the way through. I wouldn't even say that.
Okay.
I don't get it. I don't think that it's funny. Like I've
Mm.
never seen a man dress up as a woman and imitate a woman and been funny in general.
So
Like
do you
I
like
just
Shanae?
no, I didn't like Sinead. And me and my dad used to watch Martin every night. Like I just didn't laugh at it as a
Big
kid. I
Mama?
don't know why.
Big Mama's house?
Nah, nah.
Ooh, okay.
Right? It's a preference for me. Like I
Yeah.
just like I've watched Big Mama's House. That's the difference that I can say. I've watched some of them, and like I know Shanae well and all of that.
Yeah. Oh my
I just don't
goodness.
remember loving it or laughing that much at it.
Do you find
But
it offensive?
I can't even say that that's what it is.
Okay.
It just looks like why is this like I don't understand why people think it's funny. I guess that's the point. Like I see it and I'm just like, okay.
Now, White Chicks was funny. I'm sorry.
Like I've never made it all the way through because it's also okay, but you know this because I don't like gross humor. So I don't think farting
Mm.
is funny. Like
Okay, yeah.
I guess I'm like a dainty woman or something, but like I know people fart. It's fine. Like my ex has farted in front of me. It's not a big deal. But like the fart humor where it's like over and over again, like
Mm.
I think middle school boy humor is not it's not my
Okay,
jam,
that's fair.
right?
Okay.
So that's how I viewed Tyler Perry when I had to suffer through and watch the VHS tapes, right? Because I
Yeah.
actually like musicals, and Micah knows that. But I like Broadway musicals, and he's always like, I just don't like how they're in the middle of a conversation, they take off singing. I didn't know that was, I don't like that. I don't like that version of it.
You don't like
But
the black version of it,
stop it! No, it's not true. It's not true.
but you like it in Hairspray.
I cannot stand you right now.
So did you care before? I'm sorry. So did you have a problem with in Hairspray when they were dressed up as when John Travolta's dressed in
Oh, John
drag?
Travolta. I've always thought it's weird.
Okay,
Yeah. Like
so
even
you're
as a
consistent.
kid, because I was in musical theater as a kid. So I always think it's weird when there's a character that's a man that's dressed up as a woman. I'm like,
Mr.
why?
Doubtfire.
That one was actually funny to me though. Yeah, that one's
Okay.
funny. Robin Williams
Mm.
though, I think has a special place in my heart.
You're a white
But he
king.
was like he was being himself and then he had like a purpose to be that woman. I think that's
Big
the
Mama.
difference.
Martin had a purpose on being Big Mama.
I don't remember it. I don't remember
Mm.
it then. Yeah.
Interesting.
You
Continue.
know, he's building his case right now. It's not fair.
Mea culpa. Okay, go.
Mea culpa. Yes. So Mea culpa. I just think that the writing was really terrible to me. Like I was
Okay.
thinking about even when she was talking to her investigator friend a lot, I was like, it just seemed like disingenuous conversation. They weren't, it's not that they were bad actors, it's that their script was terrible.
Yes.
Like that was the part that made me laugh. I
The
was like,
writing, but that's because he does all the writing himself.
he said, okay, girl, I love you. Like,
It
what?
wasn't. It was the part when she was like, "It's dangerous," or no, what was it? It's not safe, and he was like, "Do you always do what's safe?"
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, because Tyler Perry makes like his dialogue feels like I watch his dialogue and everything, and I'm like, people don't speak like this in real life.
No,
Regular
it
people
was.
don't have conversations like this in real life.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a hate. I don't think it's hating. I think that there's some of us that actually like films, right? So like Micah, I would say is more into films than I am. Like he really watches and digests and critique and stuff. I have particular genres that I like. But I think people that just want to in general support, there's nothing wrong with you. You can support, you can have your preference, but I think we can have a preference and be real. So for real. So like when people are like, I don't know why Tyler Perry isn't getting an Oscar, I do. I do. Like he shouldn't be there yet because he
He
needs to
deserves a
grow.
rising.
And if you're not hiring writers, allegedly, if you're making movies in 10 days, sometimes getting something done faster doesn't mean that it's going to be quality.
Whoa!
But
Say that again because I'm clipping that.
sometimes getting something done faster doesn't mean quality, right? So just because you can put something out, and this is the problem why some of you don't realize why you're not gaining in your business, in your content, and whatever you're
Yeah.
producing, because you don't take your time to develop it. And I think that he needs development, but pride makes you stop developing. And there's a
Mm.
lot of like, you can gas yourself up so much. So yes, he's serving a certain part of the community, but for those of us that would like to see something outside of that or some depth to it, right? Like I feel like the characters didn't have a lot of depth. Like the backstory was
Yeah.
like two levels instead of like this is like depth of 16 layers. Like think about a trifle. It's got layers. No, this was like we're all right here.
There's
And he could have really did something with the
he
like
could have.
paintings on the ceiling. There could have been something more there. Like there could have been depth to it. And that
Yeah.
saying that doesn't mean that we hate the movie or hate him. We're
Hmm.
just asking for more with
Yeah,
his
and I
over
don't want to
20
see
year
more from
career.
Tyler Perry until we get more from Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And I don't. But he's not going to give us more because people accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the number one trending movie. It's the number one trending movie on Netflix. The people are watching.
Yeah.
People are watching.
And I
And
mean, I
something.
honestly watched. I told Mike I was like, I'm gonna watch this one, but I was like, it's Kelly Rowland, like, and I
Hmm.
think that that's a thing too. Like, I really wanted to
Hmm.
support Kelly. I think she's gorgeous. I'm very glad that
Beautiful.
she had her own hair, and makeup people
Yes.
because she would have been looking a fool like the mother-in-law. um, Charisse did okay this time. We were okay with Charisse, but yeah, he really jacks people up. So I think Kelly Rowland is a big part of that too.
Mm. Um. And he's still. I feel like part of Tyler Perry's problem, a big part of Tyler Perry's problem, because I was really digesting it, and I watched it. Unfortunately, I watched it twice.
Whew.
I watched it this morning right before we recorded, so it could be fresh in my head, and then I
Yeah.
watched it Friday night when I got off of work.
Hmm.
Reason why I watched it twice is because I really the first time I laughed the whole way through, and I was like, "This is so stupid," right? I was high, so that was part of the problem. But I was like, "This is so stupid," right? But I watched it again because I really wanted to digest it. And one
Yeah.
thing that I did come away from it was he writes his films like plays.
Mm.
So and there's a difference between being a playwright and a screenwriter,
Mm-hmm.
right? A screenplay.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of times when they take plays that used to be plays and make it into movies, a lot of times they get somebody who's been making movies to do it.
Hold on. Didn't he get rejected from being a screenwriter and that's why he started making plays? Is that the story? Because I
I'm
feel like
not
my mind
sure.
just connected that.
I'm not sure. I don't know if that's true, but that could be it.
I have to see.
That could
Because
be
I
it.
really feel like that's what it is. And then that makes so much sense.
But yeah, he writes his movies like they're plays. That's why even his TV shows. I like House of Pain. Just I don't like it anymore. But when it first came out, I really loved House of Pain. Right. And if you notice, House of Pain usually takes place in the living room. It takes place in the kitchen, and it takes place at the firehouse. And then the scenes are very longer scenes, dialogue back and forth because that's what he's used to. Um, that's what he's used to doing. What's it called? That's what he's used to making when he was, a successful playwright. Or would you call that yeah, that's a successful playwright. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I think some of the stuff that we're expecting from Tyler Perry, I don't think that he's ever going to give us. And that's
Mm-hmm.
disappointing because you said something that was like you said he's not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
This man has been doing this almost 20 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Mm.
Alexa, we got a cameo today, y'all. When did Tyler Perry release his first film?
Tyler Perry's first film was the 2002 film Madea's Family Reunion. He was 33 years old at the time.
Alexa, thank you. So in
You're
2000
so welcome. Your kindness really gives me a charge.
child.
Aww.
So in 2002, so that's over 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's 22 years ago. Tyler Perry released his first film.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is, you said that he's not there yet.
Yeah.
When is
Like,
he going to get there? Because 22 years in the game, you should have
yeah.
gotten there by now or got closer. And that right
Mhm.
there is my beef with Tyler Perry because there's been no growth. In
Yeah.
22 years, there's no growth. If I'm doing this podcast 22 years from now and it's the same exact way, and I'm not on, it's whatever. I'm not going to speak where we're going, but if I'm just saying, if I'm still at the same place in 22 years, there's a problem.
Yeah.
But I listen to others, and listen, there was a time that I didn't. Right, I wanted to do everything myself. I experienced that on the Black Gay Agenda too, and I almost burned out and said "F it" and told them y'all got it. But this next season, I'm allowing them to do more because I can't do everything I myself, and you have to have a team. Issa Rae is so dope because guess what? She has a writing team now.
Yeah.
She started everything by herself. But
Yeah.
then it's like I gotta bring on other people. Like collaboration is key. Collaboration is currency. And I just feel that Tyler Perry wants everything to be written by Tyler Perry, directed by Tyler Perry, produced by Tyler Perry, wigs by Tyler Perry, food
Mhm.
services by Tyler Perry. You feel me?
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's a thing in our community though, sometimes,
Mm.
because we're fighting to prove something. And when
Mm-hmm.
you've been rejected, so I was Googling it, so I'll say allegedly because different sources, right? But there's so many articles that talked about he started journaling when he watched Oprah and he was encouraged to write plays and write television and he wanted to do movies. And he went and submitted that. And then he was like, okay, let me scale down and start plays. They say he never went to film school. He never went, like, and I'm not the schooling person. I don't have a bunch of degrees. I haven't needed degrees for everything that I've done, but I've had trades and I've gone to trade school for multiple areas. And I think it makes me think of how I felt when I was doing hair in the kitchen. And then when I actually went to the elite school and then I learned the skills, there was a difference. But no one could tell me something when I was doing hair in the kitchen because I was trying to prove that I could do hair. And
Mm.
people would come to me, right? So, but now that I know how to properly do the techniques, there's a different level of quality that comes from my work. And I
Right.
think in this conversation, when we try to prove something, then we're not open to the necessary pruning and even continuing education on learning different skills or humbling ourselves to work collaboratively with others.
Hmm.
And it's sad to see. Like, I would like to see him do better and develop plot lines that make more sense and have conclusions. And, there's just a technique to writing films. And I think that he could have the skill, but that would take someone to be humble and to realize, like, you've proven that you could get there, sir. But now what are you going to do with it?
I love that. I love that. That was good. That was good. So we're about to go on break, Lizzie, and then we're gonna come back and talk about our last topic of the day. But before we do that, I want to give my final takeaway about Tyler Perry, a
Yeah.
Tyler Perry film, Mea Culpa. Um, and I think it's probably a huge takeaway that we all can really glean to and learn from. And I feel like I would be remiss after just trashing him like I did, or some
Hmm.
people say trashing him like I did. I think I would be remiss to not uplift the work that Tyler Perry did in Mea Culpa because it was a very, very, very important work. And that is this: don't trust white women and don't trust biracial men
Well,
because them
period.
light skinned Drake niggas were
They'll drag
pure
you.
pure evil, pure evil. And their caring of a mother was right with them. Don't trust biracial niggas. Don't trust white women. That's what I learned from Tyler Perry's Mea Culpa. You are listening to Combos for the Culture. We will be back after this.